All right, well, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the ASEA Basics webinar. My name is Paul Taira. I'm a Triple Diamond executive. I've been with ASEA since October of 2009, and it has been quite a journey. And my role here today is to pay it forward and to teach and provide everyone on this webinar with as much information as possible so everyone has the ability to create their own success path as well. My contact information is on screen there. Again, I'm usually pretty good about getting back to folks within a day. If you don't hear from me within a day, go ahead and ping me back again. It means that your message got lost in a in a deep inbox. Sometimes when I'm traveling, especially, I don't get around to checking messages for a day, and they get pretty backed up. So if it gets pushed down far enough, sometimes I don't see it for a while. So just ping me again, and it'll be at the top of my box, and I'll be able to respond. There's other great resources up there for you as well. There's, which we'll talk about later, teamreactive.com. And then there's also the ASEA corporate information, contact information up there. So you want to write that down to make if you don't already have it handy. Okay, let's jump right into it here. Talk about your first step. Now that you're an ASEA associate, and by the way, I know that there are some people that are revisiting this training that come back and get a refresher from time to time or learn a little bit more each time. So welcome back. We love to have you. Primarily, I'm going to address everyone as if they're brand new associates. And the first thing you want to do as a new associate, Team Reactive, is you want to go to 3minutepeak.com, the website you see there on screen, 3minutepeek.com, and you'll be able to register, click on Get Your Site. Now, you can read the overview on it, but I'm going to kind of give you basically what you're going to, the nuts and bolts of what you're going to receive here, okay? By the way, this is done by an outside vendor. This vendor did not charge us for the development. They probably invested over $100,000 in the programming as well as media production and content production and module programming for us. And their philosophy is this: if it doesn't work, then we don't get paid. And it has proven itself to work to the level of the fact that corporate is adopting this platform as their corporate platform. Now, the even better news is it's the next generation of this technology. It's like version 3.0. It's actually like going from version 1.0 to 3.0, and I'm excited. I'm going to be up in corporate next week again to contribute to the content. And fasten your seatbelts. They're going to release this in the fall, but I'll encourage you to take advantage of it for the early adopters out there, because maybe even within a month or so, be able to take advantage of that opportunity. Okay, so when you click on Get Your Site, the overview here is the very first thing you're going to do is you're going to go through the training. Okay, there's 10 modules which will teach you, get you in the right mindset, give you the skill set and the will set to be able to create a successful business with ASEA. Each module has a what you're going to learn video, and then when you click on the right, it says how to video, and then there's a orientation worksheet that you can print out so that you kind of collect these on the way and you can refer back to refresh your memory on any of the sections. Okay? So after you go through the training, it'll teach you how to use the platform. And the very first thing you should do, and you can do this while you're going through the training as well, is you start calling people, start identifying your prospects. Okay, everyone is a suspect. Okay, but we want to turn them into prospects, and how we do that is we learn about people. Okay, we are good listeners. I would say a big percentage of why people's businesses aren't succeeding and people aren't interested is because they're not interested in the people they're talking to. Okay, it's the quote here from Brian Tracy is, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. I think Zig Ziglar said that as well. The great Stephen Covey, who is the author of The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, he put it like this in his 5th habit. He said, seek first to understand and then to be understood. Okay, again, most people are not of that mindset, and it's really sad to see someone when they after they hear about ASEA, they go out and the first person they see, they just go, hey, how are you doing? What's your name? Jim, my name's Paul. Hey, Jim, I just saw the most incredible technology and business opportunity. Man, it's just redox signaling molecules, and you can make a ton of money. And what do you think Jim's doing in this example in his head? He's thinking, how do I get away from this person as fast as possible, right? Because nobody likes to be sold something, right? So how do all the great salesmen do it? Well, they first just care about their prospect, right? And they learn about them first. So if I were to approach someone that I didn't know yet, for example, I'd say, hey, how are you doing? What's your name? Jim? Jim, how's it going? My name is Paul. What do you do around here, Jim? That's it. That fundamental little difference about asking that person a little bit about themselves first will make a world of difference on your results later, okay? And in the conversation, as Jim's talking, now Jim may start telling you about his family life, his work life, whatever it is. Great. In the conversation here, I've got 4 items that I like to know about someone to find out if they're a legitimate prospect. And guys, by the way, some people may not be a legitimate prospect. That's okay. It's okay. Not everyone is going to sign up in ASEA. Matter of fact, the majority of them won't. And that's okay, as long as you know that ahead of time, right? People got their own agenda. People think they know everything. There's people for all various reasons why they don't sign up in ASEA. Here's what I do know. 95 people out of 100 at age 65 are either dead or dead broke, meaning they have to continue to work just to make ends meet. They can't stop working and have income come into their bank account month after month after month, even if they're not doing anything, okay? So I know that because of that, their mentality is different. So they just may not be open. They may think they know it all and are going to continue to do what they do. Don't be offended by that. Don't think that ASEA doesn't work, because it absolutely works for the people who focus more on their success rather than listen to the opinions of others. One of my favorite quotes from Les Brown, he said he was deemed mentally retarded or mentally educable retarded or something like that. In other words, they said he had a learning disorder, and one of his teachers said, son, don't ever let someone else's opinion of you become your reality. And I will tell you, that really, really sticks home for me, because I know most of my life, being a whopping 5 foot 6 feet tall and being Asian and in a mostly Caucasian environment, and in the United States Marine Corps and making sergeant by the age of 21 in the combat infantry, people told me all kinds of stuff I couldn't do. And I just used it more of as fuel to motivate me to do it and to prove them wrong. And so again, just don't get offended by anyone else. That's their own agenda. And I just use it to motivate you if someone is negative. Okay, now let's get back to this conversation. Okay, as you are talking to people, again, I ask people. I've got someone here on chat. Again, would prefer not. Okay, they just typed in something. Again, that's why I got to stop what I'm doing and read the chat. So again, I appreciate not using the chat feature. Okay, so once I know what someone does, I'll ask them, oh, so how is that? Is that a great job? Do you like doing that? What do you think the answer is most of the time? 70% of the time, the answer is going to be no. Okay, that's from a study that was done, a pretty prestigious study. It says 70% of Americans do not like what they do for a living. They're just doing it because for the financial reasons, putting food on the table, paying their rent, etc. Okay, so I know 7 out of 10, they're not going to like what they do, and that they don't earn enough doing what they do. Now, you don't want to ask someone, well, how much money do you make? That's kind of personal. But I'll say something like this. You may want to write this down. I'll say something like, man, they must pay you a fortune to do that. Now think about that. Even if they enjoy what they're doing or they don't enjoy what they're doing, they'll probably, 95 people out of 100, tell you that, no, I wish I could make more, or I wish I could earn more, right? Some people will say, man, your bank account must be full. You must not have any more room in your bank account for any more money. It depends how well you know the person. You can joke around with them, but again, keep this conversation light. This is a social conversation. This is not a manipulative or any kind of take the whole agenda of ASEA off the table. Okay, I want you to have that thought in your head. You're not here to sell anybody at this stage. You're just getting to know somebody. Okay, and you may want to write this down too. You're being a good human being. Okay. People will sense that. If they feel you're trying to just get information out of them to manipulate them, or you're going to try to you're having a conversation to try to and there's some sort of hidden agenda, they'll sense that. They'll know that. So just get to know the person first. Get to know them. Okay. Yeah, it must pay a fortune to do that. No. Are you kidding me? I wish, man. Oh, okay. So what do you do for fun, Jim? Okay, that'd be the next question, right? I might even say, like, man, I love to play golf. I love to snowboard. I love to, you know, get in the ocean. What do you like to do for fun, Jim? And let Jim talk away. Now, you're going to find out that a lot of people nowadays, they say, man, I wish I could play golf. I haven't played golf in like 5 years. I've been so busy. I got to work all the time. There's kids now, and you know, it's expensive, and you know, all these different things. Here's what happens: the more that they're talking, and they're really becoming more and more qualified as a prospect for you. Okay, and they're doing it on their own. Again, it's always better to let people come to their own self-actualization, realization, if you will, that their life could use improvements, that they, you know, that they want more. You know, people will go through life not ever identifying that and just keep doing what they're doing because no one's kind of said, hey, you know, stop. Let's hold the mirror up to you. And then a lot of people just don't believe they can have more, right? And that's what the goal of our opportunity presentation is to educate people on that. Yes, even though you've been brainwashed and programmed at a very young age to that you can only have so much, the reality is, okay, it happens every day. Millionaires are created every single day. Reality is you can have a lot more. There's no limit, okay? Especially in our country, there's no limit, okay? And with our opportunity, especially with the CA here. And finally, you know, I'll ask someone, so when are you going to be able to retire? I mean, it sounds like you don't like what you do. You don't make up. Can you at least retire soon? Is that the benefit? Again, that last little thing is really funny because most people say, retire? Yeah, right. I'll probably work until the day I die. Okay, and that's fine. I mean, I plan to work till the day I die, but because I want to, because I have to. And you know, it's a fundamental difference. And so when people realize, man, they're doing things that and the only reason they're doing them is because they have to do it, and they're not making enough, and they don't have really time freedom and flexibility. In other words, they don't own their life. Then their mindset now is very open. So the next question I'll ask to someone like this who's qualified, I'll say, look, and they're qualified if they say no to any of these, by the way. I'll say, look, well, hey, would you be open to other ways of generating income? Now, what do you think the answer to that would be after someone has told you that they don't like what they do, or they don't make enough money, they don't have enough free time? What do you think they're going to say? No, that's cool. I'll just stay here. I'll just keep doing what I'm doing, right? No, most people would say, at the minimum, they would say something like, well, what is it? What are you talking about? Or, so, you know, on the other end of the spectrum, they'd say, well, heck yeah, what do I got to do, right? But don't be surprised when you get into that. When you know, the response is very positive. And now at this point, the next mistake that people make is they will go into they will try to attempt to explain ASEA, the product, technology, and the business, just starts pouring out of their mouth. This is still not the time. It's never the time to do something like that. Okay? At this time, and notice it says in the bottom, go to step 2. So after we've identified our prospect in step 1, step 2 is we're going to become busy. Okay? Now, you should be busy anyway, right? You should have a lot of people to talk to, a lot of appointments. That's where you're going to create success. Write that down. Okay? Your success is dependent on the volume of people that you're exposing, not the amount of information you're giving to one individual. Okay? A lot of people, once they get and they feel someone's interested, they want to just waste the next 3 hours, okay, trying to vomit on that one individual person. Don't do that. Okay? Be busy, cut it short. Remember, your focus is to get to the next person, not to give this one person as much information as possible. Because what you're going to do, you're going to destroy that person. That person's going to think this is just way too complicated and way over their head, and they're probably not going to want to engage in it from a business or potentially from a product as well. They'll say, look, I need to do more investigation on that. You just gave me a ton of information, right? So don't do that, all right? Be busy. So you could say something like, wow, you know, I got to get going here. I've got another appointment to get to, but let me get your email address, and I'm going to send you a 3-minute video clip, okay, that will determine if this is something you're qualified for. Okay? You may want to make a note of that. Let me get your email address. I'm going to send you a 3-minute video clip that's going to kind of determine if this is something you'd be qualified for. Because if so, it looks like you'd be a great fit for you, just based on what you've already told me about what's going on with you. Okay, so what do you think now? That person in that sense, state of mind, what do you think they're going to be doing? They're going to go home, probably look in their email to see if you sent them it, right? And then they're going to open it and they're going to watch it. That's the benefit of our business model. We have this high touch ability. You think if you put your website on a billboard, someone walked by it and they looked at it and even read it and go, oh yeah, I'm going to go home and get on that site? Probably not. That billboard didn't just find out of anything about that person, didn't care about that person, okay? Didn't identify and bring all these feelings out so that they would be like, yeah, I can't wait to see what this guy's got, okay? So don't skip any of this process here. Now, another critical component in this process is the follow-up. Like we say, the fortune is in the follow-up. I know it sounds cliche, but really keep that in the back of your head. I do, and I have to continue to remind myself because I come in contact with quite a few people, and sometimes it's more than others. And you get that email, you send it out, and and I enter everything into my account. People look and they think I'm a nerd just because I'm typing stuff in my account. That's probably true as well to some extent, but the reality is I do it because I forget stuff. I got too much stuff you don't think about, play stuff as well as work stuff, right? So you type it in your account. Now, most smartphones have a calendar feature, or if you've got a hard day planner, write it in there, and follow up. Okay, set a specific time. Now, I like to do it as quick as possible. So if I'll say, look, I'm going to be home in an hour. I'm going to shoot you a 3-minute. Will you be able to watch 3 minutes by, let's say, 4 o'clock this afternoon? Because I've got an opening then. Okay, great. I'm going to call you at 4 o'clock. Why does that make sense? Because you put a sense of urgency, and they know you're going to call them at 4. They don't want to feel like when you call, like, oh, no, I didn't watch it. I didn't take 3 minutes to, like I said I was going to do. To watch a little 3-minute video, right? Now you may call and they may say, "Oh man, I'm sorry, the kids got me distracted, and I had to pick up. My husband's supposed to pick up Billy from school, and I ended up having to. I'm totally sorry. Let me watch it now." Okay, great. I'll call you in 10 minutes. Okay, so that's this is gonna really enhance your results. Again, if you stick to the follow up and set the day and time specifically, and then follow up. Now, monitor the progress in the back office. I'm going to show you that for the first time here, what that looks like in this training, so you can kind of get a sense of what it's going to look like, because you'll be able to tell if that person watched the video. You'll know how long they watched it for. Okay, so we'll see that in a minute. And then send the start right video clip if they're ready to get started. So after they've got the information, right, there's a presentation video clip you can send them next. And by the way, you're going to learn all this in your training. But you could also manually send it to them. They might have clicked on it themselves. They may have clicked on more info and watched the full 12-minute opportunity presentation. Now, when you follow up and they say, hey, this looks awesome, how do I get started? Send them that Start Right video clip. It's 5 minutes long, and it explains the different packages on how to get started. Now, that's in the process of being upgraded, by the way, to include the new Renu packages. But right now it just has the ASEA. You can explain that, hey, you can get a mixture now with Renu 28. And then get them going, okay, through the enrollment process. Now, if they're not ready to go, do a 3-way call with your upline, okay? Don't try to answer the questions yourself. For one, it's going to be very tough, especially if you're brand new. For two, if you haven't created success yet, meaning and I encourage you to look for an upline that's at least a gold executive or higher, and that way this person is now hearing from someone who's already been there, done that, right? Much more credible. So think about it this way, and you may want to write this down too. It's your credibility and influence, and it's your upline's knowledge and track record of success that will create your success. This is the concept of leverage, guys. Now, we talk about leverage and residual income, okay, in of itself, but another strong principle of leverage is leveraging your resources, and your resources in this case, your upline. Whenever I start something new, okay, if I was going to say, I want to learn how to, I don't know. Well, I'm learning how to skydive, okay, for example. So jumping out of a perfectly good airplane at 12,500 feet. So you don't think I'm looking for the most highly qualified guy and I'm listening to what he's saying now? How credible would I take it if my buddy who's only been on, 2 other jumps comes up and says, oh, Paul, yeah, this is what you need to pull on the sheet. Yeah. You don't think I'm going to somebody else and go, hey, is this really the thing I'm needing to pull, right? So people will find someone else, even if they don't know them, as long as you know they're an expert. And if your buddy said, yeah, go talk to him, he can verify that. It just makes so much more sense, guys. And I don't know why people don't understand this concept. And number one, and why people don't take advantage of it. Because again, the greatest element about our business is that you're in business for yourself, but not by yourself. Okay? And the more successful you become, the more successful your upline becomes. So we all want you to succeed. Okay? So don't be shy. And they're waiting for you to call. Okay? Don't be shy. And like I always tell my new enrollees, I say, look, you will fail you before I fail you. If you have any questions, you have any challenges, just call me. Okay? That's what I'm here for. And I challenge you to go find someone that I enrolled, that I personally enrolled. I said that would tell you that, yeah, no, Paul was there. I needed to call. Boom, was there. The people that say, well, I don't know, I tried that, didn't work. I'd be like, okay, how many? It's funny. It's kind of a coincidence. You think it's a coincidence I never got a phone call from you? Because we didn't do anything. You didn't put anyone on the phone with me. 3 ways. Not a coincidence. All right. I mean, I still get phone calls. I still do 3-way phone calls with triple diamonds. Okay, even like someone with the talent level of like Foster and Terry Malmed, they will call me probably once a week. I would say once or every week or two. They'll say, Paul, I've got this kind of great. Let's get on the phone with them, and they could answer all the person's questions. Okay, I can guarantee. But again, it's that extra validation that really helps your prospect to feel comfortable. They're not in it. They're not by themselves, and that there's a great support team. Okay. Now, here's a very popular question I've been getting with regards to Renew 28. Okay, how can you send someone Renew 28 information through 3-Minute Peak? This is how you do it. When you go into 3-Minute Peak, click on the Library tab, and you're going to see this option that says New Library Beta. Okay, New Library Beta. Type in the search box there, Renew, and you're going to get all the Renew objects there, right? We've got the full corporate Renew 28 video, the Renew 28 little 1-minute audio narration I did there, and then you've got the documents, the actual printable PDFs down there for the brochure, the usage guide, even the sales sheet. Okay, so when you put your mouse over one of these elements, a little menu will fly out, and what you want to do is click on Add to Send Queue if you want to, especially, if you want to send more, which I recommend you do. You can click, let's say you want to send the corporate video, you come down, you want to send the brochure, the product brochure, and let's say you want to, well, we're just going to send those. Let's just say we sent those 2 pieces. Then you go to Show Send Queue, okay, and it's going to have those video elements that you added, whichever ones you added, and then you can type in your information here. Okay. Now there'll be a slider that says, would you like to show your contact info to the recipient? I recommend clicking yes, and I'll show you what that looks like here in a second. And then you click send. Now here's what's going to happen. When you click send, it's going to show up in that person's inbox. So that message we just typed there, okay, it's going to be there, and then it says click here to watch the video. So when they click there, look at what they get. Isn't this cool? Okay. So they get the videos that you selected. Okay, and they'll play, and they'll actually go right down from top to bottom if they just push play, whatever ones you selected. And they can also print out the usage guide. It will allow them to download it, print it out, whatever. So they have the information. And notice here that because I put my contact information here, it puts my contact information there. Okay. Now, here's what's really cool. Like I mentioned earlier, all this activity, just like tracking the 3-Minute Peak video sends, okay, is tracked. For that prospect, there'll be an entry made into their record that shows, okay, here I sent them the brochure, the usage guide, the videos, okay, and by the way, this is a real example. This is a gentleman that when I went to the Atlanta presentation, he was my driver, my taxi driver there, and so I started talking with him, and so we have going through a process, and so look, this is the 18th. This is yesterday. Sent him the video clips and the brochures, and boom, it shows me that here at this time is when he watched him. Okay, and then he actually downloaded the usage guide and whatnot. And we have a follow-up meeting on Monday. So again, this is great information, and you can see you leveraging this 3-minute peak platform. Guys, this is really fun stuff. So I encourage you to get into it and to get good with using this tool, because this is the engine of what's going to create duplication for you and generate tremendous revenue for you. Okay. Okay. So remember, it's not about selling individual bottles or cases of ASEA. It's about creating duplication. Okay. It's about being able to create duplicate the business process is what's going to create your massive revenue stream. All right. Now, there are going to be times when you can't be busy, okay? Like, let's just say you were on an airplane flight and you started having a conversation with the person next to you, and they said, well, tell me more. Can you tell me more about this ASEA stuff? Now, again, you can't do, oh, no, I'm busy. I'm busy. I got to go to sleep. Okay? That would be kind of awkward. So when you can't be busy, here's a little quick analogy that I like to use, and I got a bunch, but most everyone today has a cell phone, right? They're almost, especially if they're flying on an airplane, right? And how I explain the technology of ASEA to people is I say, look, what our product is kind of like cell phone towers in the body. And we know that cell phones, if you're in an area with lots of cell phone towers, right, you get that coveted 5 bars of signal strength, and therefore you're a happy, crystal clear communicating camper, right? However, if you go to an area where there's not that many cell phone towers, you start dropping signal, losing bars, right? And all of a sudden you're saying things like, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Right? And then eventually it gets to, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Right? Now that's all funny, okay, when we're watching commercials, but it's not funny if you're a law enforcement officer. What if you're a fireman? Not funny, right? A truck might need to go to a certain area to put out a portion of a fire. If it doesn't get there, building burns down. Not funny, okay? Or bad guys not being able to be caught. So what if we could put back or build more cell phone towers in the area to increase the signal strength? Well, we'd once again be able to have crystal clear communications, be happy, all law enforcement, all the fire department folks, all happy, everything's running fantastic. This is what's going on in your body. As you age, you start to lose cell phone towers. Starting at age 12, you start to diminish your production of these cell phone towers, and eventually things start to break down. Your body breaks down, doesn't heal as fast from injuries. You ever get muscle soreness and, feel like, man, I need more sleep and I don't feel rested enough in the morning, et cetera, okay? Well, what our product is basically, it's the cell phone towers. For the first time in history, we can now replenish these cell phone towers to keep your communications as crystal clear as possible and allow your cells to repair and regenerate themselves to keep you younger longer and help you go faster and be stronger. Okay? In a nutshell, that's how I would describe that. Also, we have I've got this little 90-second overview at reactivebalance.com. You can kind of take a look, which kind of gives that as well in a 90-second little voice narrated overview. Okay. Renew 28, there's a 1-minute overview I did at renewoverview.com, and that's the same one that's in the 3-minute peak back office. If you go to renew overview-Paul, that's where that's found, and that way you can send it through that platform. But if you just wanted to review it here or you didn't have access to a computer, you can just send someone to renewoverview.com as well, and they can get that 90-second overview. Very critical to make sure you follow up if you do something like that, right? Okay, achieving your goals, consistency over time. Let me just give a little quick breakdown. Just 2 exposures per day. If you just said, look, my goal is every day to talk to 2 people about ASEA. After 1 year, you would have talked to 720 people. 720 people. If just 5% of them, if just 5 out of 100 said, joined your business, you'd have 36 new associates over the course of the year. Now, that's pretty low conversion rate. Matter of fact, people using our 3-minute peak platform that are sending out the correct opportunity videos, the 3 opportunity peak video, as well as having that correct conversation with people, like I was mentioning, identifying that prospect, okay? Their conversion rate goes up to 24% is what our average is for the people, again, using the platform correctly. And that means you would have signed up 172 people throughout the year. I will tell you, if you look at the people that are making six-figure monthly incomes in our industry, they will tell you they personally enrolled about 150 or so is kind of the average personal enrollments. And of course, even if it took you 2, 3, 5 years to get to $100,000 a month in income, would that be worth your time? I would venture to say yes. I would venture to say what you're currently doing, probably there's no possibility whatsoever in the next 5 years that you would be able to potentially generate a passive income of over $100,000 a month. I'd be shocked if you could do it over $10,000 a month if you've only worked at what you're currently doing for 5 years. Okay, and it's very realistic, by the way, 5-figure monthly income, residual income with exposures, because you can see these numbers continue to increase, over time. Now, 3 people per day is over 1,000 a year, which would be 54 to 259, okay, enrollments, depending on your conversion rate. And then 5 people a day, only 5 days a week. So let's say you want to take the weekends off. Let's work hard 5 days, of the week. And that would be 1,200 people that you would have talked to over the course of a year, with 60 to 288 people joining your business. So again, guys, this is not rocket science. Just like getting into shape, okay, and being healthier is not rocket science. You can Google, you can find out as much information on what you should be eating and how you should be exercising for free, right? Why do we have an obesity epidemic in our country? Because people just don't do it. Okay, they just don't do it. But I see success story after success story after success story. You can turn on the TV at like 2 in the morning, see infomercial after infomercial with all these people. They're before and after pictures. There's a lot of people looking great, getting into shape. Why? Because they're willing to do what others won't. So if you're willing to do this over the long enough period of time, you're gonna generate success. I don't know anyone who's come up to me and said, Paul, I've been doing this for a year, doesn't work. And I asked them, okay, where are your sheets that show me the number of all the people that you talked to and the number and the process that you put them through? Let me see. Yeah, let me get back to you on that. They don't have them. Reality is most people quit when they get about 5 to 7 no's or rejections. Actually, it starts at 3 to 7 no's or rejections. They just say, oh, it doesn't work. Well, what part of here 2 a day for a year equates to 9 people total? Or 7 people total? None of this, right? Do a consistent, daily, persistent activity over a long enough period of time, you will generate success. Okay? Now, if you're not, and if a few months go by and you've got like 0 enrollments, we need to talk. Okay? Because there's obviously something you're saying or doing that's and I wouldn't wait 3 months even, probably after the first couple of weeks if you're not getting, let's adjust, let's keep continuing to improve ourselves, and that will continue to improve your results. Okay, what kind of results can you expect, and what's the potential here? Well, if you just signed up 2 people within your first 30 days, and I'm going to just totally leave the AAA out of this for a minute. If you just signed up 2 people in your first 30 days, and in the next 30 days, those 2 people signed up too, so that means 4 people would come in your second month, right? So if you added those to the original 2 people you signed up your first month, that's a total of 6 people. Okay. If the next month, if the 4 people that signed up in your second month found their 2 people, that would mean 8 people come in your second month. So add those to the previous 6. Now you have a total of 14, right? Generating you $70 a month in passive monthly residual income. So you're saying, well, Paul, that's not a lot of money. I worked for 3 months. I've only got $70 a month coming in. I can't live on that. That's not going to pay my bills. Remember, this is residual income. And this is just based on everyone using one case of product for themselves. They don't even have a single customer. No one in this example has a single customer. And to equate this, what is $70 a month? Like, what if you're going to put money into the bank at today's interest rates at about 1%? You'd have to put in about $85,000 into the bank to get $70 a month coming into your bank account. Now would it have been worth your time? How many of you generated, in what you're currently doing, the equivalent of putting $85,000 in the bank? I don't see any hands going up. Okay, so basically, again, think of things. If you start thinking, this is how wealthy people think, guys. They think about leverage, about compounding, and all this stuff. This is how it's done. Now, again, if you were like me, I wasn't born with a the proverbial silver spoon in my mouth or anything. Nobody dropped millions of dollars in my bank account, so I can just live off interest. Okay, so I have to put sweat equity in, and that's what we're doing here. We're leveraging resources, human resources here, to teach people how to be successful. The more people you teach how to be successful, you can create the same concept of leverage as well. Let me push down to 6 months here. 64 people come into your group. You now have 126 total. Again, how many did you find? You only found 2. And you took an entire 30 days to find 2. Everyone here took an entire 30 days to find 2. If they did it faster, this could happen in a few months. Okay? What if you said, I want to find 2 within 2 weeks? Then you do this and you have 126 people in 3 months. Have we had people who built organizations of 126 people in 3 months? Yes. Many. Okay? Now, $630 a month in passive monthly residual income. Now we're talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars into the bank to get $630 a month. Now we're talking something significant here. This is a mortgage payment or a rent payment in some parts of our country. It's a very nice car payment, right? What would $630 a month coming in, whether or not you did anything, mean to you and your family? Now, month 9, 512 people come in. You have over 1,000 people total. $5,000 a month, equivalent $6 million in the bank after 9 months of doing a business, and everyone just finding 2 people and taking an entire 30 days to do so with 0 customers besides themselves buying 1 case of product each month. Now, that's what the potential is here with this plan, with just the team commission part of our plan. Now, month 12, 4,000 people come in. You've got over 8,000 total, generating you $40,000 a month. Now, I know for a lot of people, this is in the stratosphere, right? And it was for me too. I mean, to be able to fathom and say, yeah, I would be able to make $40,000 a month. If you asked me that 20 years ago, I would have said no way. I would have said there's no way. Once you do it, now you go, I think I can do $100,000 a month. Okay, so it's your dial starts to adjust as you create more and more success. Now, let's put this though into perspective. What if 90% of this did not come to fruition and only 10% did? So instead of $40,000 a month, you were only getting $4,000 a month of passive monthly residual income. Would that still have been worth your time? It's the equivalent of putting about $5 million in the bank, today's interest rates. Would that still have been worth your time? I would venture to say yes. Okay, I would venture to say the reason too is doing what you're currently doing over the next year. Is there any potential of you being able to stop working and have $4,000 a month coming in your bank? I'm not talking about people that may be approaching or near retirement age. Okay, I'm talking about if you started something from scratch right now, would you be able to generate that type of potential? And again, there'll be a lot of you, maybe you have been doing something for 10 or 20 years and will tell me, Paul, even at doing something for the last 20 years, there's no way next year I can stop working and have $4,000 come into my bank account. Okay? So somewhere between $4,000 and $40,000, would it have been worth your time? Excuse me. My guess is that the answer to that is yes. It was for me. Now, let's share a quote here from Albert Gray. It says, the secret of success of every person who has ever been successful lies in the fact that they form the habits of doing things others don't like to do. Our mantra here at Team Reactive is, today I will do what others won't, so tomorrow I can have what others don't. And having doesn't necessarily mean, again, something materialistic, like a Lamborghini or a Maserati or a piece of jewelry. Okay? Having to a lot of people means having more time with their family. Having more time to just say, look, I want to go here tomorrow and do this. I just want to sleep in and not have to be accountable and to someone else to tell me what to do. Freedom, owning your life. That might be what's important to you and what most of other people don't have. Okay, so make the sacrifices today and tomorrow and next week, next month, next year. Okay, and don't be surprised if you're at a point where you could say, look, hey, whatever happens, if I just stop working right now, I'm set. It's a phenomenal feeling. Okay. Now let's take a look here at the ASEAStore.com. Do a little bit of couple commercials. This is where you can get business cards, brochures. They have the new Renew 28 brochure as well as the usage guide, or I'm sorry, not the usage guide, the new opportunity brochure up there. And by the way, this month there is buy two, get one free on all brochures. You can see it right there on screen. Okay, so take advantage of that. I did because I wanted to get a bunch of Renew 28 brochures in that nice glossy paper for like $7.25 for 25 or something of them. So I bought 2 of them, and you get the third free. Okay, so it's a great deal. All things printed and CDs, DVDs, all that good stuff at ASEAStore.com. This is the usage guide. You want to make sure you got usage guides on hand. This comes in every case of ASEA now, so people are properly taking the product. Don't neglect them getting the proper instructions. Because I'll tell you, if someone says, "Oh, it's not working," I can almost guarantee they're not following that usage guide. Recommended tools, the DVD. We recommend the Meet ASEA DVD. This is a great DVD that has all the other videos on it. So if you get this, you get the Genesis video, you get the quick draw videos, you get the product opportunity videos. So check that out, and they're less than $2, right? The recommended tools, the product brochure is this one that we recommend, The Science of ASEA. It's got great medical references, even references to studies, and this should make your prospect feel comfortable. This is a real product that's been tested and vetted, and based on cutting-edge science that they need to be taking. Okay. If you're going to talk to medical professionals, you want to get a hold of the Doctor CD, the Science of Healing Revealed book, and the Science of Healing Revealed CD. You do not want to get into a medical discussion with a doctor because they probably won't be taking you seriously unless you're a doctor yourself. Okay. And then this book here, Redox Life by Dr. Narain Naidu, 534 pages, and I just use it as a prop. Okay, I have not read this book, but there are a couple pages in there that a doctor told me about that are really powerful. Page 206 and page 217. So write those down. Again, 206 and 217. And they talk about the various conditions that have been studied with regards to how redox affects in a clinical environment, and as well as the organs and systems of the body there in 217 that there have been clinicals on. So it's really a powerful book. There's references to over 1,500 peer-reviewed published studies and over 150 Nobel Prize winning laureates. So again, it's more like if someone's giving you a hard time or saying this isn't real science or blah, 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 saying, that's funny, this 2-time Nobel Prize nominee says it is. I didn't catch that. Were you nominated? Have you been nominated for a Nobel Prize? Okay, so you want me to take your opinion, have more credible than this and the other 150 Nobel Prize winning laureates in here? Okay. Right? So I'm kind of a smart aleck, but I mean, this will allow you to again to really add to your arsenal there. Guys, have fun with this, okay? Yes, you can be sarcastic, and you guys, if you're talking to the person, again, someone if you know, like I know a lot of medical professionals, it just have some fun with it, okay? Don't be condescending, just have some fun. All right, I am ASEA. This is a great resource site for you to learn about the backgrounds of people who have created success at ASEA. You're seeing Team Reactive's own Dr. Foster and Terry Malmed there, triple diamonds, but you're going to get people from all different walks of life. Most of these folks here, I think, have to be at least gold executives to qualify for this trip, if I remember correctly. And so about 50 of them here, and just go to IamASEA.com. Again, it's what we call social proof. So sometimes someone will say, well, I'm a school teacher. How could I be successful at this? Well, let's listen. Let's go take a look at a school teacher. Okay. So once you see a lot of these videos, they're only a couple minutes long. So, go through them and go, oh yeah, make a note. This person, great. School teacher. And then you can type their name in there later and go right directly to their video clip. Okay. ASEAImpact.com highlights and showcases leadership at the highest levels of ASEA. This is Team Reactive's own triple diamond executive, Michael Stern and Esperanza Stern, and they are my upline, and they are also the recipients of the coveted I Am ASEA award. And so you'll see so many others there, the award winners, the the advisory council members, etc., as well as information on how to get to the peak performance events like Base Camp. This next week, the ASEA Ascent event is taking place, and the Envision conference. So we'll talk about that in a minute, but basically go to ASEAImpact.com for all that great info. Now, also on social media, Facebook.com. You may want to write these down. The account for ASEA Corporate is ASEA Corp on Facebook.com. For the YouTube account is ASEA Video, and then Twitter is just ASEA. Okay, so write those down. Make a note. AutoShip, your only ASEA business expense. Okay, it's going to ensure you have enough product on hand for yourself. It ensures you remain active so that you carry over volume, and it's part of the duplication model. People are going to do what you do, not what you say. Okay, so it's more so is that people will tend not to do something that if you're not doing it. Okay. Here's a great reason to be on AutoShip when you enroll a new associate. It's because we have a free case program. Now it's been extended to September, so beyond even the June 30th there. If someone, they have to enroll in AutoShip at the time they sign up to be an associate. That's the first thing, okay? So let them know that. It's going to help you. It's to get more people signed up on AutoShip right out of the gate, okay? It's a great incentive. Besides the fact they're qualifying for the AAA bonus program, which we'll talk about here in the last segment coming up. Okay, but basically, if they stay on it for 3 consecutive months, then they can call into ASEA and say, hey, send me my free case. And all they do is pay for shipping, and ASEA sends them their free case of product. Now, if you are not currently on AutoShip, maybe you've been around with us for a little while, go to your virtual office, sign in there, and go to My Business and click on Manage AutoShip. My Business, Manage AutoShip, and you'll have a button that says Create a New AutoShip Order. Do that, okay? And that makes you eligible now for the AAA bonuses. You won't be eligible for the free case because it's only for new associates, but at least you'll be now eligible and in the game for the AAA program. TeamReactive.com is our resource site. It keeps connected to all the associates out there. You click on, the most important thing is click on Stay Informed up here. We send out a few emails throughout the week to remind you about upcoming events, conference calls, webinars, things like that, announcements. So be sure to click on that and subscribe, and make sure you have all your team members do the same thing. That way we do the heavy lifting for you and make sure that they continue to stay plugged in. We also keep archives of conference calls, of webinars like the one you're on right now in the training business video section, for example. The calendar of events, of upcoming live events and conference calls. So you can leverage the resources here on the site. Okay, now let's talk about these calls. Monday, we have Leadership in Momentum. This call is probably the most important call of the week. Okay, get your week off to a great start. You hear from some of the top leadership in Team Reactive, and it's really designed to get you pumped up, get your week off to a great start. It's at 9 a.m. Pacific, which is noon on the East Coast. Tuesday gets kicked off with the TRM, which stands for Team Reactive Momentum Call. It's also an acronym for Train, Recruit, and Manage. And Terry Malmed, and who is frequently joined by Pilar Labriola. They go over great lessons. They're doing the Secrets of the Millionaire Mind by T. Harv Eker right now. Encourage you to go there. If you've missed any of them, go to the teamreactive.com in the conference call section. They're archived there. Great stuff. You can get caught up. They started about a month ago, I think, and just great stuff. And then Tuesday evenings is the Vision Call. You can go to visioncall.info. This call is targeted for medical professionals. There's a different doctor on each week talking about how ASEA has impacted their patients and the great results that they've seen across the board. Okay. Wednesday is the TRM call, which is Recruit Day. Diamond executive Julianne Fike hosts that one. And that's, again, the TRM calls are at 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. on the East Coast. And then the Connection Hangout is Wednesday evening. And you can go to connectionhangout.com. Now, we haven't posted the info for next week's guest. We're still finalizing that. But tune in, keep checking in to connectionhangout.com, and you'll be able to join. It's a Facebook event page, and you'll be able to join that event and then watch it on Wednesday night. We interview celebrities, we interview athletes, and corporate executives, business professionals, so that you know there's real people getting real results with all elements and aspects of ASEA. Thursday is the TRM call, the final TRM call for the week, 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. on the East Coast. That's Managed Day. That's hosted by Triple Diamond Executive Michael Stern, as well as Platinum Executive Brent Brooks. You do a fantastic job there. And then that evening is the Business Opportunity Webinar. That's at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. on the East Coast. Go to Thursday411.com to register you and your guests for a business overview on ASEA. And then Saturday, this is the webinar you're currently on. It's the Basics webinar, and you can have your people go to basicswebinar.com to register for the next one. Again, really can't stress it enough. Make sure you sign up for the teamreactive.com mailing list so that you do get these reminders throughout the week for all the upcoming events. Okay, last segment here. We're in the home stretch. I'm going to talk about compensation, Fast Start, AAA, and team commissions. 4 ways to get paid: our Fast Start, our AAA bonus, team bonus, and check match. Now, the stability side of the equation here is on the left with the Fast Start and AAA bonuses. And then the wealth side is on the team bonus and check match. Okay, so let's talk first about the Fast Start. The Fast Start is the active income, if you will, that you receive whenever you enroll someone in ASEA. Okay, you enroll someone in ASEA and they get at least one case, you will get a $20 Fast Start commission. If they get 2 cases, it's $40. Okay, so it's just basically $20 per case. 4 case, $80, and the 8 case, $160. Now, our most popular package is the 4 case enrollment package, because it's like, buying 3 cases and getting 1 case for free, and it is the best value. So most people will get that. So I'm going to use that as my example. So if you enrolled someone named Ann, because she got 4 cases, 20 times 4 is 80. That's what you would receive in your Fast Start commission. How fast do you get it? Next week. So a week from the current Thursday. Okay, so whatever week we're in. By the way, the commission week ends midnight Friday, Eastern time. So all the people that you enrolled up till that point, okay, gets tallied up from the previous Friday at midnight Eastern time. And then next Thursday, those commissions are deposited into your smart wallet. Okay, so it's the fastest pay cycle turnaround with any company that I've ever been with. Now, Ann here, she enrolls Jim. Ann gets 80. You get 40. So it's paid through multiple levels here. Okay? When Jim enrolls Dan, Jim gets 80, Ann gets 40, you get 20. So it's basically half the amount, half the amount. Okay? Now, what if Ann's inactive? In other words, what if Ann doesn't purchase at least 1 case within the last 30 days? Okay, or it's not the simple thing. If she was not on AutoShip, and because AutoShip would handle that automatically. That's why we encourage everyone to be on AutoShip so they don't miss out on any commissions. Right? So what if she did not at least have 1 case purchase within the last 30 days? Then you're going to get the $40, and your sponsor gets the 20. So it just shifts upward. Now, some companies keep that. Okay, they consider it what's called breakage, but not ASEA. ASEA will pay the first qualified person above that rates that commission. Now, the AAA bonus. The AAA bonus, let's talk about what the L1 bonus requires for $100 a month. That you are on AutoShip, right, with a minimum of 100 PV, so 1 full case or 4 tubes of Renu, for example. You have 4 personally sponsored associates on AutoShip with a minimum of 100 PV, and you have 600 of AutoShip volume on your first level. Now, it could be associate AutoShip volume, it could be preferred customer AutoShip volume, whatever it is, it needs a total 600. Okay, so here's what the volume is with AutoShip. 1 case generates 100 PV. If it's a preferred customer, it's only 50 PV, because the enroller of that preferred customer will get a $25 customer acquisition bonus every single month, right? So that's why they have to reduce the PV to half. Now, 4 tubes of Renu 28 will also generate 100 PV, or 50 PV as a preferred customer as well. Now, here we go. Let's talk about, let's give you a couple of scenarios here. So if this was you and you're on AutoShip and you personally enroll 4 associates who are all on a 1 case of ASEA AutoShip each month, then that means you've met the first qualification of you having your 100, and you've got your 4 personals with 100. Now, let's say this person here adds 4 tubes of Renu 28 to their AutoShip, and this person over here does the same. Then that would equate to an additional 200 of PV, which means you have a total of 600 PV amongst all these 4 people, and you would be L1 qualified, and every single month ASEA sends you a check for $100 as long as these people maintain those requirements. Okay, let's take a look at another scenario here. Let's say you had these 4 associates, and they were all on 1 case of ASEA with 1 tube of Renu 28 on AutoShip. Okay, so you've met your 100 AutoShip, you've got your 4 personals with 100 at least, but you're going to be short here, so we're going to get 4 personal customers, each buying just 2 tubes of Renu 28, and now boom, that would make your 600 worth of AutoShip volume. Okay. All right. So we've got here, as you can see, a way that it was mixed and matched. We have people that were doing a case of AutoShip of ASEA, 4 tubes of Renu. Okay. And what the illustration here is that you want to have more than 4. Okay, get a couple of spares. Don't just sign up 4, sign up 8, 10, 15, 20. Make that your goal, because that way, if someone's, let's say their credit card expired or something like that, that way you'd have an extras to fill in to make sure that you're still maintaining your L1 qualification. So with having these extra spares, you've got you should have at least well over the 600 PV requirement as well. Okay. Now, the L2 bonus, okay, requires that you have 2 personally sponsored associates that become L1 qualified. So you're already L1 yourself, and 2 of your personally enrolled, get their 4 and have their 600 PV, etc. Okay. When that happens, you're going to get an additional $250 in commissions because you're now also L2 qualified. That's a total of $350. Now, if you add the commissions from the other parts of the plan, you should be earning at least $500 a month, every single month. Is this really that overwhelmingly challenging to do? Okay, seriously, go out and sign your 8, 10 people up, and let's try to get all 4 of them to sign an 8 or 10. But even if just 2 of them did it, every month you're going to be getting at least $500. Or I'm just going to say approximately $500. Okay, no lower than $350, but no, you'd have to be getting commissions from the other parts of the plan as well. So save around $500 a month. How many of you could use an extra $500 a month? And again, once this is in place, you want to go after the next level. And what is that? That's helping your 2 people get L2 qualified. Okay, so help 2 get L2 qualified. Okay, now you're going to get an additional $400 a month. That's an additional $750 plus the other commissions. You should be earning at least $1,000 a month, if not $1,500 or better. Okay, when you become L3 qualified, and this is again every single month, month after month. Now, how many of you could use an extra $1,500 or $1,000 or $1,500 a month? Okay. And I'm going to say that's probably very conservative. I don't know many people who are L3 qualified who aren't at least bronzes, and bronzes are at least $2,000 or $2,500. Okay, so again, that's the strategy. Now, like I want to just reinforce, make sure you have spares. Don't just sign up 4. Okay, shoot for 6, 8, 10, 20, whatever, and don't worry, guys. This is going to happen overnight. If it takes you months, over the course of a year, you end up enrolling 10, 15, 20, whatever. Okay, and teach your people to do the same thing. Okay, that way you don't not only you don't jeopardize your AAA structure, but that you also create more volume in your group, because you're going to be earning greater team commissions, which equates to greater matching commissions when you're an executive, etc., etc. Okay, so how do you get to beyond 1,000 a month? Well, like Zig Ziglar said, you'll get all you want in life if you help enough other people get what they want. So help other people get what create success. So like I said, to get to L2, you help 2 people get to L1. To get to L3, help 2 people get to L2. That's it. I mean, in a nutshell, that's it. You do something, you help people do the same thing, and you get to the next level. You get to the next level. And at this level here, you're already at, again, at least $1,000 a month. So other people, help more associates become L3 thousandaires, and your volume check grows to get you closer to becoming an ASEA millionaire. Okay, so let's talk about wealth generations, the team bonus part of the plan. As you're enrolling people and personally enrolling people, they're also being put in the team commission part of the plan, which is based on the binary, or what we refer to in the industry as a binary compensation mechanism. So you signed up Tina, you signed up Matt. The third person that you personally enroll has to be put underneath either Tina or Matt in the team commission part of the plan. Okay, so Debbie is put under Tina in this case. Teresa is put under Matt. Okay, so if they're all doing their 100 PV each month, just getting 1 case of product each month, or 4 tubes of Renu, or a mixture, whatever, okay, then you'd get 5% of this amount, which 5% of 400 is an additional $20. So if you're getting 100 for your AAA bonus and getting an additional 20, that's 120 every month. It's basically paying for your product. All right? Now, as you help people get to L1, okay, and you become L2 qualified, even L3, again, these people are going to also be popping into your team structure. And in this case, just at L2 level, you'll add another $60 to your earnings. So again, this is part of that getting you closer to 500 a month type scenario, etc. And as you can see, as you build that out, getting down to adding to the next level of being L3 qualified, that's what gets you to that $1,000 a month level as well. Now, the team commissions. Let's talk about that. How you get paid. You get paid 10% on the lesser side, or you're getting paid, like I just illustrated, 5% on both sides up to where it's balanced. Okay? So in other words, there's 3,000 on this side, there's 2,500 on this side. So up to where there's 2,500 off of this side, okay, you get 5% of both, so 5% of 5,000, or the easier way to calculate that is simply 10% of 2,500. Okay, 10% of 2,500 would be $250. So if you added that, okay, and by the way, since there was a $500 difference, you'll carry forward next week the $500, so you don't lose out on any of these commissions. It will continue to bank and hold for you. Now, if you add the AAA L3 bonus here, that means this is how you would be at $1,000 a month. Okay? You can earn up to $10,000 a week or $40,000 a month just on the team commission part of the plan alone. Let's talk how to get to $2,000 a month. Okay? If you help 2 people on your right and 2 people on your left get to L3, okay, you should easily have the requirement to become a bronze. Okay, and if you're taking 10% of 10,000 a month, that's another $1,000 a month. So if you add in the AAA bonus and as well, the bronze earns approximately $2,000 to $2,500 a month. So that's a good initial goal for you. Shoot for that. How do you get to $4,000 a month? Well, help someone go bronze on your left and right. Okay, help someone go bronze. We'll just skip right past silver, okay, and go right to gold. 10% of that is $2,000 extra a month. Golds earn about $4,000 to $5,000 a month. I know gold who's made over $10,000 a month. Okay, that's not normal, but again, I think it's very conservative and realistic for someone who's, again, qualifying gold each week to be at $4,000 to $5,000 a month. So what are we doing? We're looking to help 2 people go bronze, one on the left and one on the right. And in that process, we're helping a lot of people get to the level of L3. Okay, now here's where remember that team commission is going to cap out at $40,000 a month. Here's where the big money is. That's in the check match. Okay, you can match the match calculation approximately 10 to 20%, really more like 10 to 15% of whatever these people in your group are earning on their team commissions. Okay, And you can earn on this up to 7 generations. So once you hit the rank of bronze executive, you get 1 generation. If you get to silver, you get 2 generations. Gold is 3, platinum 4, etc. But up until triple diamond is where you get 7 generations. Now, what's a generation? A generation is all the way down to a bronze executive or higher. Okay, so if you look at the illustration here, all the way down there, that's 1 generation. This could be hundreds of people before you find another bronze that breaks. And everyone, you're getting 10 to 15% of whatever they earned on team commissions. Again, there's no limit because there's no limit on how many people you can enroll in the plan. You can enroll 100 people. And if they're enrolling 100 people and they're enrolling, or 10 people, 20, 30, whatever, can you imagine getting 10, 15% of all of the people who are getting a check? That's strong, okay? Okay, let's talk about achieving rank. Before I do, I need to define volume first. Volume for the basic package, which is the 1 case package plus the $40 associate kit fee, that's going to put 25 PV in the plan. The basic plus is the 2 case package for $280. That's going to put 50. 410 puts 100, and 810 puts 200. So you may be wondering, well, Paul, why, if someone spends $410, the company only puts 100 into the commission plan? Are they keeping all that money? And of course, the answer is no. Okay. Remember, out of the 410 package, someone got an immediate fast start bonus for $80. Their enroller got a fast start for 40. Their enroller got a fast start for 20. That all has to come out of, it doesn't materialize out of thin air. Okay, it comes out of the package cost. Then secondly, remember the 410 package has like buying 3, getting 1 free. It's like $110 savings. That's buried in the cost of here as well. It also includes the $40 kit. So that includes website hosting for the entire year. ASEA doesn't charge monthly, okay, like some companies do. Charge you $20 a month, $30 a month. Okay, I've seen it as high as like $69 a month just for the website services. Okay, that's all buried in this cost. I think it's very generous at the end of all this for ASEA to put in 100 into the team commission part of the plan. Remember, they're also sending this associate a hard kit, with printed materials, a DVD and CD as well. So again, that's all in there. Now, here's a more accurate conversion rate. When someone buys a case of product wholesale for 120, ASEA puts 100 in the plan. Case as a preferred customer for 120, they put 50. Because again, that enroller of that preferred customer is getting $25 every month, and a half case for 65 puts 50 in the plan. Now, what was I going to clarify? Oh, if you're looking at other programs, right? And because this is why this type of product for this business model is so strong. If you were going to, let's say someone was trying to sign you up in an electricity deal, utility deal, okay? If someone gets a utility bill for $100, okay, they're lucky to put $15 into the commission plan and then have to pay out multiple levels on that. Okay, so when they're talking like trying to compare apples to apples, there's no comparison. Okay, the biggest bulk of my check comes from just the monthly recurring purchases, not the fast start bonuses and the other stuff, because that stuff goes away. That's only a one-time bonus. At the end of the day, if you stopped recruiting and you still had people signing up, how much income are you generating on the product itself? That really is where the foundation needs to be rock solid, and that's why we can do that because of the nature of our product, because it's patented. They can't get it anywhere else. I mean, these are all the elements of what creates this massive success that a lot of people have already been able to achieve here with ASEA. And again, even if you're not looking for massive, we can still get you some great success with a smaller number of people, because of the fact that commission, the ratio of cost to commission is so high. Okay, the PV required to be active up to the rank of Director 700 is 100 PV, so 1 case of product each month. At the Bronze Executive and higher, if you want to get your matching checks, okay, you need to have 200 PV. So that means 2 cases of product, or maybe a case of product and 4 tubes of Renu, whatever it is. Okay. If you only have 1 case, then you'll still get paid as a Director 700, okay, but you won't get the matching check. So I want to encourage you to do that. Now, I know a lot of people right out of the gate, they get a case of bottles and a case of pouches each month, especially if you have a significant other, right, because you guys can split it anyway. And so And then that way they don't have to remember to add the extra case later. They always know they have extra product on hand, etc. Okay, so let's talk about getting to gold executive. Now, I'm going to stop at the rank of gold. It's going to take me about maybe 8-10 minutes. Because the reality is once you can teach people how to get to gold, you'll become a diamond. You get enough golds in your group, you're going to be a diamond, okay? And you'll definitely know what to do by then. There's a lot of other resources to train you on going platinum and diamond, etc. The first step is to become a director. So you're going to be active and personally enroll one associate on your left and one associate on your right. And as long as they're both active, meaning they both purchased at least one case of ASEA, 4 tubes of Renu, etc., okay, within the last 30 days, then congratulations, you are now a director. The next rank is Director 300, and that's a director with at least 300 group volume in the pay team. So there you are. And your pay team, which is the lesser side, has 300 in it. Okay, the other side, remember, includes carryover volume as well. So again, as long as in 1 week you have 300 of volume, then congratulations, you're a director. You're going to get a pin and a certificate. You're also going to get your team commissions are going to release for the first time, okay? Because they're going to just continue to bank until you've accumulated 300, okay? And then you'll get 10% of whatever that is. And it's at least $30, right? Because it's at least 300. But who knows? You might have overshot it. Maybe you had 400 or 500 of volume, okay? And then you'll get 10% of that. Now the next rank is Director 700, which is just more of the same. Instead of 300 in your pay team, you now have 700 in your pay team. Congratulations, you're a D700. You'll get a new pin and a new certificate. Bronze Executive is a director with 2,000 group volume in the pay team and one Director 300 down 2 separate legs. I will clarify what that means in just a second. But let's first talk about what we know. 2,000 in the pay team. That's quite a reach, okay? You want it to be a reach, okay? Because remember, this is what defines the depth of generation that you're, or rather it defines what a generation is, someone who's a bronze executive or higher. So you want people to have to reach for this. That way you will get more matching checks, right? And that you're compensating the right behavior. So 2,000 in the pay team and one Director 300 down 2 separate legs. So whenever you personally enroll someone, okay, they start a new leg, okay? That's what the terminology is. Everybody underneath that person and including that person would be considered to be in that leg. That's just the nomenclature, okay? So let's say you signed up this person here and they did not become a Director 300. But let's say they signed up this person right here who did become a Director 300. Congratulations. You can count them as a Director 300, even though you weren't the personal enroller of them. Okay? So as long as you have one more Director 300 in a different leg, okay, then that would make your 2 Director 300 leg requirement, okay, to be bronze. So you combine that with a 2,000 in your pay team, and you have these 2 Director 300 legs, you're now bronze. Now, let me clarify one more thing too. You could have 50 Director 300s, but if they were all in the same leg, it would only be 1 Director 300 leg. Okay, you've got to have at least one more in a separate leg. This is what identifies you as a leader to ASEA. Someone who's been able to create success down 2 separate lines of sponsorship or 2 separate legs. Okay, meaning that you can do it over and over again. All right. Silver Executive, just more of the same. It's 3,000 group volume in the pay team and 3 Director 300 legs. So go from 2,000 to 3,000, add your 3rd Director 300 leg. Congratulations, you're now a silver. And then finally, Gold Executive is a director with 5,000 group volume in the pay team and 4 Director 300 legs. So there you are. You have 5,000 in the pay team. You add your 4th Director 300 leg. Congratulations, you're now a Gold Executive. Again, Gold Executive, a good estimate of income per month would be about $5,000 a month. And again, most people, if they had $5,000 a month coming in, they would be able to replace an income and focus on this more full-time, okay? And they tell you, if you can get to $5,000 a month, you can get to $10,000 a month. You can get to $20,000 a month. You can get to $50,000 a month. Why? Because you have the recipe. right? If you can bake a dozen cookies, you can bake 1,000 dozen cookies. And that's why we really focus on getting people to gold. Because if you're here, I know you're good. You can succeed. It's all up to you now. Step on the gas, keep doing more of what you're doing, and teaching others, more importantly, teaching others to do what you just did. Okay? Boyd Matheson said, the true character is the ability to stay focused on your goals long after the mood in which they were created has passed. How many people do we know who do something for a week, a month, okay, a few months, 6 months, whatever, and they just quit? Why? Because they just stop looking. Whenever I still start feeling a little bit down, I just remember the day that I enrolled in ASEA. All the feelings, it's very visual for me. I remember when I first shook Vertus Norton's hand. You know, I remember how I met him. He sat next to me in this presentation when I went to and flew in there to Salt Lake City. I didn't even know who he was because there wasn't pictures of him everywhere like there is now, right? He just tapped me on the leg and he said, "What do you think?" And I said, "Looks good so far." Dr. Samuelson was up there speaking. I said, "Looks pretty good so far." And I said, "Who are you?" He said, "Well, my name's Vertus." I mean, he had me there. You know, like the Jerry Maguire movie when he says, "You had me at hello." I mean, that was pretty much it. I mean, here he was, the CEO of this venture who has this stellar accolades in background with a $36 billion Fortune 100 company, head of strategy. And he wanted to know my opinion, you know, and was so friendly and comfortable. Didn't come off as like anything holier than thou. I've been in those situations many times, and just a genuinely real person. This guy, I remember being on the first incentive trip, him sitting on the riding with us on the bus, wherever we were going, and you know, I know other companies, the CEOs and the executives are in their limos, doing their own, you know, on their own thing. They only interface with the field when they have to, and you know, I mean, whether we're standing in line for you know, for getting a meal or whatever, they're there right alongside. It's just really, really wonderful. And this is some, you know, so I always think about things like that, moments like that, that mood and that thing. Anytime I feel a little bit down or someone's telling me that, no, you can't do that or that won't work, you know, that's what I always reflect it to. And I go, you know what? The caliber of person that I met and that I am in partnership with here is far, far greater than the caliber of person that's going to tell me I can't do something and be negative just to be negative. So so I encourage you to always remember that day you signed up and remember the reasons why you signed up for, and let that drive you to creating your own success as well. Okay, and wrapping up here, I was going to mention some events and promotions, great educational fun opportunities. Go to ASEAImpact.com, and in recognition section at the top, click on, go there, and you're going to select Peak Performance Program. You're going to see all the great events there from the base camp event. By the way, the qualification just wrapped up, but don't have, I mean, have no fear. We're in qualification for the next one, so be sure to do everything you can as possible to get to the rank of bronze 2 times or silver once. This year it's going to be on the West Coast, going to be in Seattle, Washington. On the East Coast, I believe it's the Poconos, New Jersey, and just a wonderful experience. You're going to get to a lot of hands-on with diamond leadership, great training sessions from corporate as well, and they usually will bring in someone from the outside to give it more of a global perspective and leadership pointer. So definitely get out to that, and they give you they roll the red carpet out for you here, guys. I mean, your meals, your hotel rooms, all the meals, hotel rooms, all that is all inclusive. So do everything you can to get to bronze and silver. Then the next one you're going to shoot for is the ASEA Ascent event. That's happening next week in Star Valley, Wyoming. Phenomenal event. It's great, like edutainment, if you will. You're actually going to learn while you're having a lot of fun out in the great outdoors. It's Tyler Norton is a co-owner of the Star Valley Trout and Fishing Ranch Hatchery, and it's like this property is very, very exclusive. The Bronze Buffalo Club is here. It's a members only thing. You know, people have net worths in the billions of dollars. Matter of fact, we were there one time. I was standing next to a golfer Hall of Famer Johnny Miller, and in line to eat breakfast there, and it was really cool. I was able to take a picture with him and everything. But I mean, Tyler says, "Hey, that happens all the time," and it's just amazing, the quality and caliber of people, of resources that our founders have access to. And you go here, the cuisine is phenomenal. It's a full functioning trout fishing hatchery, and they've got ponds and they have little tournaments. I learned how to fly fish. We horseback rode, we shot skeet, all kinds of amazing things, great outdoors. And there's so many great analogies that they tie into as they teach you about how to get your business to the diamond level here at this event. So you want to shoot for that one, definitely. It's one of my all-time favorites. And then, of course, the Envision Conference. This is open to anyone who achieves the rank of bronze executive by September 19th, okay? And everybody on this webinar has that ability, okay? Let's make a run for it. Get to bronze. It's going to be great. It's up there in Salt Lake City at home base. You'll be able to tour. They're going to do tours of the corporate offices, of the production facility. You're going to learn from the best of the best. And again, even they've got a great speaker, industry-wide speaker. Can't remember her name right now, but I'm supposed to be absolutely phenomenal. So be sure to get here to the Envision Conference. Diamond Summit. Okay. Now I realize that a lot of folks, especially if you're brand new, this is something you're probably saying, "No, that's not in my wheelhouse right now." But think about it. Okay. It all starts with a thought. Even if you don't make it this year, shoot for to make it next year. Okay, or the year after, whatever it is. You'll keep getting closer and closer. But make every effort. Why not? Why not? Even if you don't make this, and heck, you make the Ascent event. Heck, you make the base camp. Okay. Always aim for the stars, because again, even if you fall short, you'll still be out of this world, right? And so shoot for it. You need to be paid as diamond twice, okay, to qualify. If you get paid as diamond 4 times, they're going to include the airfare as well. And this is for 2 people, by the way, okay? This year is going to be in Costa Rica for the first time. The last 4 years we've been in Hawaii, and I'm going to tell you, these events are absolutely 5-star quality, from Four Seasons resorts, Grand Hyatt, to even the Grand Wailea there in Maui. We've been to the Four Seasons Hualalai on the Big Island, Grand Hyatt in Poipu, on the beautiful island of Kauai. Been there twice. So Costa Rica this year will be at the beautiful JW Marriott resort. So again, be sure to set your sights on Costa Rica. And even if you fall short, heck, maybe next year you'll be at the next one, which will be in another phenomenal location. The Amplify Tour is just finishing up this past week. They were in places like Germany, Sweden, Ljubljana, and I've got some pictures here. Here's Germany, okay, on screen. Oops, look at this. I mean, absolutely phenomenal. And this is Renu 20. It's just being launched. This is in the country of Slovenia. Slovenia has a population, the entire country, of 2 million people. Okay, this is in Slovenia. Oop, I can see our diamond executive here, Milian Ubiparpovic. Took me 2 years to learn how to pronounce his last name. And where's Jože? Jože's got to be somewhere. So that's in Ljubljana, Slovenia. Here, isn't this beautiful? In Sweden, what a phenomenal venue there. So again, just wonderful, wonderful rooms. I know even in Italy, they had to bring. I just got the memo there from one of my associates there in Rome. Said that they had to bring out more chairs because it was so packed. And again, Italy, there's been some challenges countrywide, and with the networking industry as a whole, and so there's it's impacted a lot of people's businesses. So to see people come back out and start getting and the excitement being generated from Renu 28 and all the enhancements has just been phenomenal. And of course all the other venues they went to. So go to ASEAEvents.com and you'll see all of the corporate hosted events. They're going to start posting the next tour. I think it's going to happen in the fall. So stay tuned for that. If you're not registered for a convention, get registered now. Okay, by August 1st here. I think they've extended it, but I'd recommend you do it anyway. And the hotel rooms, book your hotel room. These rooms sell out. Typically, this is going to be in Salt Lake City. in 2015. Take advantage again of the ultra early bird rate. This is our 5th year anniversary, and Vertus Norton will be retiring at this event, so it's going to be absolutely spectacular. Be sure to be there. All right, so Bob Mowat said, you can't leave footprints in the sands of time if you're sitting on your butt. And who wants to leave butt prints in the sands of time? Your time is now, everyone. I want to thank you for tuning in this morning. If you do have any questions, feel free to click on the little hand raise button there on your software. If you're calling in just on the phone line, do a *6, or if you don't see the hand raise button, so feel free to just do a *6. That will unmute your phone line, and you can jump on in and ask your question. Again, even if you have a product-related question, I don't mind fielding those types of questions as well at this time. Product or technology-related question. Okay. If not, going once, going twice, going 3 times. Once again, thanks everyone for spending a little bit of your summer Saturday with us. You guys are the hard chargers, and I know we'll be the ones to create the most success out there. Go out and have a fantastic rest of your day, rest of the weekend, and I'll see you later. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.